can't. Yeah. This man Craig stay lagging.
What the fuck, Craig?
Gentlemen, it is time for episode 4 of the Still Unnamed podcast. You won't get a name, so quit asking. I'm here with my host. What was the shit I said in the first episode? The voluptuous.
No, you said something else. I said voluptuous.
Yeah, I'm here with a moist hobo, aka Khaalid. So, talk. How are you feeling today? I ain't talked to you all day. You ain't been online all day. This nigga got priorities and shit.
You know, niggas got jobs. You know, that's a thing that niggas have. Yeah. But no, I've been feeling old today because at work, actually the end of my work day, when I was about to walk out of the office, I got a back spasm down in the bottom right corner of my back. It just ain't even hurt. It just was pulsating. It just felt tight. Just my muscles was just undulating. And like every time I took a step, it was like, oh, whoa, you shouldn't have took that step. Oh, you shouldn't have took that step. So I had to like sit down for like another 15, 30 minutes until my back just stopped percolating. And when I stood up, I still felt it a little bit. I tried doing stretches and shit. Like the stretches helped a little bit, but it was just one of the things where you just gotta wait till it go away. Oh, yeah. Like it wasn't even painful. It was just I could just feel it. It was like getting a Charlie horse, but in my back.
Yeah, no, hold on. Charlie horse would be real painful. I don't know about that one, but
no. Not as far as like the pain goes, just like the tightness and how, it's just another sign that I'm getting old because that's the first time that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
You know what I think to myself? Like, I hate the fact that like, because I'm 27, right? And I hate the fact that like I feel my body feels old. Like I don't care how old I actually am. My body, there are moments when I'm just like, dog, the way I used to move at 21.
Yeah,
that shit ain't never coming back. Like there's just times when I'm just like, yo, my body ached, my back hurted, my neck hurted, my shoulder hurted, and it's just like, for what? I don't know. I slept wrong. Like it's just, and I just hate the fact that you get real old niggas, right? It's like 40s and 50s and 60s. Oh, wait till you get to ain't no wait till I get
I want to be dead by then. I don't even want to experience
now,
this.
Listen, if it's gonna go this way by 45, y'all need to start writing the will. Get it going.
Yeah,
get it going.
It's like if you're not taking care of your body, you might as well just be dead.
I feel like
I don't want to get to 60.
Like everyday citizens got to treat their bodies like LeBron do.
Yeah, they have to.
Like this shit is crazy. Like you gotta take care. Like you just played I just had a rough game at the office.
A rough game at the office. I gotta come home and soak in Epsom salt for 7 hours.
You know what's crazy? I always think to myself, like, think about like construction workers, bro, and like how a construction worker will dead come home after like a 16-hour grueling shift or 12-hour grueling shift. I don't know what their unions maximize their hours at.
Yeah.
But come home from a grueling shift, kick back, get a Heineken, take a shower, and go to sleep. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna soak nothing. 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 13 years of your life, 20 years, 25 years. I'm like, dog, your spine is in shambles.
See, I get it, but I get it from a surface level because I used to work outside and I used to work 6 days a week. So I definitely understand it, but at the same time, that was when I was younger. I'm not doing it at this age. I'm not doing it in my 30s. Them niggas are savages. Clearly. They're built different. Because there ain't no way I'm doing that now.
46, bro. Like I'm thinking about like how you 46 working 50 plus hours in like back-breaking physical labor. Like I work with my pops one day and like he does hardwood flooring, right? And so literally I remember I worked with him one day. He's like, I'm gonna charge you $10 an hour. I was like, all right, cool, that's not too bad. I forgot how old I was, but at the time I think the most I had made at a job was like 11. So it was around that.
It was fair.
That was cool, yeah. So we get there and he's like, all right, cool, it's gonna be a real short job, maybe like 4 or 5 hours. And he was right. It was only 4 or 5 hours. But when I tell you this 4 or 5 hours of work was like 40 hours work week at an office job. And then, so basically, we're peeling up floorboards with a crowbar.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was peeling up floorboards with a crowbar in like 2 rooms. So we did this, or I wouldn't even say I did this shit. And boy, when I tell you my back was just burning, nigga. When it was all over and said and done, I was like, yo, my shit is on fire. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dog, this nigga like 60 years old. How does this nigga
doing
like?
it for
How do this
fucking
nigga live
30
like
years,
this, bro?
right?
I'm like, yo, you are a sick man.
At a certain point, your body just adapt. I would imagine.
I don't never want to adapt to this sort of hell. Like, and I remember the worst part though, right? Was like after I did all that, busting my back out, fucking peeling up these floorboards, right? This nigga had the nerve to tell me, all right, I'm gonna get that 40 to you, like, in a couple of days. I'm like, hey, whoa, so hold up. You can't even give me the 40 there, eh? Like, I'm like, bro, it's $40. You got that in your wallet, surely, right? Like, surely you got $40 to just slide right now.
I got $40 to go pick up some Hennessy after work.
Bro, you know how sick I was when I did all that shit? And I came home, I took a shower, did the bath, and I started breaking the numbers down. Like, yo, let me think about this. I made $40 off of that.
And you know how much he made off of that job, probably?
Oh, no, yeah, of course. That's the whole other thing. And again, and the funniest part is, you know,
wait, was it just you or did he have other workers with him?
That day was just me. My pop shit is like, it's mostly just him. Every once in a while, he'll pick up people. He'll pick up my brother. He tried to pick me up once, but I was like, no, I'm good. After that, I was like, bro, especially at $10 an hour, if you're not bringing that price up, we can't talk. Like,
I'm not doing back-breaking manual labor for
exactly.
$10.
That's my thing. Like, if I'm gonna break my back doing this shit, bro, I will go ahead and do the work. But for $10, bro, for $10, I will go deal with some white people yelling at me over onion rings. Like, you're bugging. You're bugging. I will go deal with a microaggression at McDonald's for $9.50, my nigga. Like, you're tripping. And that's the craziest part. I think to myself, like, bro, imagine being a construction worker and getting like $11, $12 an hour. And you like, yeah, this is the life, yo. I mean,
I always just assume construction workers. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, I assume construction workers made more than that. Well, like, see, they have to with that.
The scary part, though, right? Because construction is one of the few fields. I wouldn't say few fields, but there's like 4 fields in particular, especially, and it was during this pandemic. I remember I did an article on it where Latinos are not just Latinos.
People of color, black people.
No. The all-encompassing word for like Latinos, Mexicans, everyone. It's not Hispanic, right? Latinos,
Latinx.
Anyway. Yeah, Latinx. Anyway, so there's agriculture, construction, hospitality, and I forgot what the 4th was. But those are the fields that were most like the most Latinx underpaid. People were worked. Crazy in those. They work crazy in those fields. And so when the pandemic hit, those are the fields that got hit some of the hardest, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if there's that many Latinx folks in construction, I would, of course, have to assume that some aspect of them may not, have all of their papers in order. And so the problem is, when you're these companies, you know how these companies,
that so they're not going to pay them.
Sure. So even if the union is like, oh, I got to pay Charlie 18, I got to pay Kirk 19. Yeah, guess what? I'm paying, Jorge. I'm paying him the lowest amount I can get, and I'm gonna tell him, don't even ask Charlie what he gets. Don't you dare speak to Charlie about your money, nigga.
Or you're off the fucking job.
Yeah, or if you're off the team. Like, I remember seeing something about it. It was like a meat packing plant, and like I forgot where it was, but it was mostly Latino folks that worked there. And then when the pandemic hit, they was like thinking about raising concerns about like the fact that there were just like
I think I heard the same story. Yeah, go ahead.
And they was just like, hey, listen, y'all. First off, y'all relax. Y'all just workers, all right? We tell y'all what, like, second off, y'all keep talking. We going.
Didn't that same factory immediately get shut down because almost everybody there got coronavirus?
I think it was a good amount. Yeah. It was like a solid a couple hundred, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, I definitely heard about that.
But yeah, no, I mean, so it's just, listen, more power to the people who break their damn backs for little to nothing. Because more power to them,
less power to their employers.
Yes, no power to their employers. In fact, if there's a way we could just siphon the power from their employers.
What we need to do, we just need to become France. We need to just straight up pulling up and burning niggas' cars, burning down niggas' houses until we get what we want as workers.
Okay. Yeah, that's a real option. That's a real option. So I'm gonna take that back to the team. We're gonna look that over.
We know it's a real option because niggas are doing it
over and
see if they're doing it.
if that's something we could implement here, maybe in like a pilot program or something.
Pilot program. So burn down the manager's house, not the owner's house.
No. So like, what we gonna do is we gonna start with just like just small fires, minor fires, right? Like just outside.
A Molotov here and there. We're not like doing full arson.
So, nah, just a couple matches here and there. Oops, who laid that match there?
How the fuck are you supposed to burn something down with one match?
Listen, we gotta build our way up, man. You can't just solution is not done overnight, baby. Come on.
I think this nigga.
Anyway, so speaking of revolution, right? And what is necessary for a revolution? Let's talk about this LAPD firework explosion. Birds? What? No.
I said murder, not birds.
Oh, I just said birds. I was about to say, what?
Oh no, what the fuck birds can do?
But anyway, so this story is
it's insanity.
Yeah, it's a nutty story. So okay, where do I start? Okay, so this guy had 5,000 pounds of fireworks, and I know people think, "Wow, that's 2 tons. That's a lot of fireworks." I don't know. I'm not a firework specialist. I don't know if that's like the reasonable amount for like a payload. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like is 2 tons of fireworks 15 minutes? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But he carried it from, I believe, Nevada or Las Vegas back to LA. No problems, no hitches, no nothing, no explosions. Most notably, the most important thing,
one guy was able to carry this.
Yeah, probably in his Ford F-150 or 250.
Was able to carry this hundreds of miles and nothing happened.
Just drove home in his rickety ass Chevy Bronco.
Wait, are fireworks illegal in California? Why'd they even confiscate them?
Yeah, so in LA, they are illegal, but it's one of those things where it's like fireworks are. Any place where fireworks are illegal, it's like
you can still set them off. You just can't buy them.
It's subjective. It's just like, do I feel like arresting you? You know what I mean? Like, do I feel like pressing the issue? It's because it's like the having the little thing hanging from your front mirror. Like technically that's a violation, but it's like if a cop, so if a cop is messing with you for fireworks on 4th of July when everyone else is setting these shits off, yeah, you know what this is about. So anyway, they confiscate 2 tons. Fireworks from this guy, 2.5 tons, excuse me.
That's an insane amount to think about, though.
Right, that is a large amount. Again, I don't know the payload, so that could be a normal amount. That could be like, yo, I was about to go to the park and set it off. You know what I'm saying?
The fireworks are quote unquote illegal, but these same cities where it's illegal, the city sets off fireworks.
Yeah.
I would assume a nigga that's driving with 2.5 tons of fireworks works for the city, and he's bringing those fireworks to the city.
Hey man, listen. The one thing I do know is that usually people get their hands on fireworks on 4th of July, and you don't stop hearing fireworks for the rest of the summer.
No, that's a big fact. So if you won't hear them all the way until September.
He might have been ready to set these shits off until September. I don't know. But anyway, so what really happens is the police end up taking 10 pounds of the fireworks. They got rid of 4,990 pounds of it and took 10, right? Took 10 pounds of fireworks, and they wanted to put it inside this little containment truck they got, right? So they have this total containment truck that basically will contain an explosion. It's like a bomb squad truck, like, bomb in there, blah, blah, all that. So they wanted to make a show like, we just spent mad bread on this truck. Let's get it, right? So they said it could take explosions up to 15 pounds. So they said, 10's reasonable. Okay, 66% capacity. Sounds like it should work.
It definitely do, but...
So clearly... This is already a bad idea on the surface, only because they then drive this truck to a neighborhood where it's going to be a bit more, so basically they drove out of the white neighborhood and drove into the poorer neighborhoods. Yeah, more urban, right? So they drove to an urban neighborhood. To me, that already, like, that's red flag one.
I always, exactly. Since I first heard about this story, that's why I said this shit was intentional. They did this shit on purpose.
I don't know about intentional, but that's red flag one. That's red flag one, because you already knew, like, if everything's supposed to go right, why wouldn't I just do it here?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you already knew.
Worst case scenario is they did it on purpose. Best case scenario is, well, if something do go wrong, we don't want to affect the white people. Let's take it to the ethnic area. That's the absolute best case scenario.
So now for me, I refuse to believe it's intentional, only because the truck just blew the fuck up. Right? The containment completely failed. The explosion destroyed cars, homes, injured anywhere from 17 to 19 people. These are unofficial numbers. The numbers probably have increased since I've quoted them.
Yeah.
And so that this
people
is
got displaced. People are homeless now.
Yeah, people are homeless. Couple in critical condition. Wild shit, right? I mean, I can only imagine. You're just sitting in a crib and you just hear some shit blow up. And I seen a couple people in my timeline that live near there was like, "Yo, did y'all hear that? Sound like a bomb went off, blah blah." And that was as it first happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's where it gets wild, because it's been wild the whole time, right? But here's where it gets worse, right? So then the LAPD, right, tweets that they don't necessarily know what caused the explosion, right? They basically made it seem like, we're investigating an explosion
Typical
in this
cop
area
shit.
after we confiscated fireworks. I'm like, bro, why are you making it seem like y'all took fireworks and then something just blew up and y'all don't know what blew up?
Even worse than that, or maybe not worse than that. Yeah, because nothing's worse than the police feigning ignorance on some shit that they did. But something similar is bad, where news outlets reporting on families getting displaced and going homeless and saying an unknown occurrence or a horrible incident occurred when they just could have said police blew up their house.
Right. It was two in particular. It was in the New York Times, which, I mean, honestly,
of course, New York Times always does this shit.
Cover for anyone who's dastardly in 2021 at this point.
Big facts.
So they write an article, and their article headline is "LA Police Respond to an Explosion at the Scene of Where They Had Confiscated More Than 5,000 pounds of illegal fireworks earlier in that day." So what's the insinuation here, right? The insinuation is that we confiscated some fireworks. There was an explosion at the scene. Some fireworks blew up. But, like, you kind of buried the lead here, which is you blew the fireworks up on purpose. Literally, like, you came here with the intent, like, let's blow this shit up. But I want to show you how good this containment truck is. And that's the other part of the story, right? Who designed the containment truck?
Exactly.
I want to know, is that guy's head on the platter right now?
How do you design a quote-unquote containment truck? A vehicle
up to 15 pounds of explosives.
Fuck taking explosives. No, fuck taking explosives. You have a vehicle which has motor oil, flammable, windshield wiper fluid, probably flammable.
It's one of the Flintstone cars, bro. It's one of the Flintstone cars, bro.
You blowing up shit in a car that's
the whole truck's made out of granite. The whole truck's made out of granite, bro. Yeah, come on, limestone and shit. You know what I mean?
How that shit explode, dude? That's what they're trying to figure out. Yeah.
When we have answers, we'll get back.
That makes sense. See, you got the answers. Yeah.
So this entire thing is just absolutely nonsensical. And I think the worst part is, the worst part is not the police covering their ass. I expect this. The worst part is not the New York Times covering their ass or providing cover for the police, because, again, we expect this. I think the worst part to me is just the fact that there's no retribution here, right?
Nope.
Like, realistically, what is it? What do you do? Do you sue the town? Who do you, like? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does insurance cover this? Is this an act of God in my house insurance clause? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
is there ever really any retribution when police do some fucked up shit, unless somebody gets murdered unlawfully and it's caught on camera for the entire country to see? When do police ever get held accountable?
Yeah, no,
I mean, even then, it doesn't come out of police funds. It comes out of taxpayer money.
Right, yeah. And that's, to me, that's even the saddest part about this, right? Like, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, all right, I'm not even expecting them to do anything to the police. I'm expecting the guy who made this truck to be buried in an ocean. Maybe that's it, because he wasted their money. Not even because he hurt people. He wasted their money. They gave him $800,000 to make this truck, and he was like, yeah, gotcha. This nigga took a Ford F-150, just slapped a couple bumpers on it, and said, all right, let's go. Here we go. Containment truck. Yeah, I promise you. Oh, you said 15 pounds? Yeah. It'll take that.
Nobody even know the nigga that made it, so you know he gonna come up missing.
No, it was somebody's brother, bro. I promise you. It was literally like, oh yeah, my man's. He be modding trucks and shit. Like, he be, word, yeah. You ever seen Mad Max? Oh, he did that? Nah, but like,
Mad Max.
He likes to do shit like that. Like, he want to do shit like that.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Bring that nigga in.
A shot. Tell him I got a contract. It's like $700K. Tell him,
Worst thing that can happen is we don't bomb-proof a truck.
Yeah, right? Exactly. In their head, like, this shit blowing up was just not. It was just we're gonna test it. It's just not gonna work.
What can happen? We destroy families, kill people,
and that's
injure people.
Like, the nastiest part is like, bro, y'all burn money and there's no accountability for that. Y'all burn people's lives. There's no accountability for that. Like, there's just no accountability for any aspect of it. Like, not even like at this point, I'm like, I don't even want you niggas to go to jail. Can these people at least get their lives back together? You get what I'm saying? Like, at the very least, can we get these people enough
pay
money?
these people,
Right. That's what
please.
I'm saying. Forget sending someone to jail because we know that's unrealistic. At the very least, can we just get these people homes? Right? Can we get these people's injuries dealt with and get them to trauma specialists and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's because that's the part I'm thinking about. Like, you know, if you got kids around there and some shit just blew up and then your whole crib's blown up, how does your kid trust your crib again? Right? Now you got to deal with years of trauma with that, and of course, you know, these people meanwhile are gonna move on in a day.
Less than a day. Once they call the firemen to clean that shit up, they don't care no more. That's a day of paperwork and that's it.
Yeah, that's probably really why they're mad. Like, fuck, I gotta sit in this office all night and write a detailed report about what went wrong. All
and the report don't even be detailed. They be leaving shit out to not incriminate
so
themselves.
Why was you there till 3 a.m.? Like, bro,
coming up with a correct story.
Yeah, he was in the office with his man. Like, all right, so Chris was with you, right? Yeah. All right, so where Chris at? He home? All right, tell Chris to come in. We gotta get the story right.
All right, so what happened was some random crackhead come up with a crack pipe and he tripped, and then the crack pipe fly into the van full of unblow-upable van fireworks.
He said, and
blow up
now
the
problem is the van was formulated for explosives, not for crack.
It's the crack and is so the catalyst.
Instant any crack was introduced,
it's the catalyst
into the atmosphere of the inner van. You know, the rest.
You know, it took it from 10 pounds to 20 pounds. The crack did that alone, just from being in the air.
That's the wild part to me. Like, dog, it said up to 15. This shit was at 60% capacity and blew the fuck up. Like,
so either the truck wasn't fitted correctly or they're lying about how much fireworks they put in there. It's as simple as that.
My thing is, I don't think they would lie about what they put in there. I know they would lie about anything else, right? But my thing is, like, I would think they called the media. They wanted the media to see this, right? So it was like,
true.
You were trying to show off your shit. So when you're trying to show off, like, you understand if they say up to 15, you're not going to push that limit in front of the camera. You get what I'm saying? Like, you might do that might do that at the facility and the shit blow up in y'all yard. But like, you're not going to just pull up, hey, everybody, come on. Yeah. And then like, I never tried this before. Let me put it on 100. Like, nah, you're not going to make that. Yeah, that's just foolishness. But it is the LAPD, so I mean
they are foolish. Yeah, they're definitely foolish for sure. Yeah.
But since we are on the topic of foolishness,
no.
Let's get into some more foolishness. So the next thing we're going to talk about, right, is this Rachel Nichols debacle. So as an avid ESPN watcher, right, I'm just trying to figure out where do we even begin. So as a avid ESPN watcher, I personally have seen a lot of black faces on ESPN come and go over the years. You know, between Michael Smith, you know, Jemele Hill was on there, and you know, she wanted to get into politics, so that kind of was what that ended up being. What's his name? Oh, there's so many. Even the older white guys. You know what I mean? Like Keith Olbermann and all these other guys, right? Not Olbermann. Is it Olbermann? I don't know. Who was
the guy that died from cancer? Was it?
That was Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott. Yeah, I used to watch him when I was growing up as a kid. Actually.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, over the years, there's been a lot of black talent leaving. Right. Yeah. And so, with that being said, let's start that there. Right. That ESPN does have a bad record on diversity. Right.
Yeah.
I think that, again, as an ESPN watcher, I'm willing to step out on a limb and say that, yeah, no, they have a bad record. And so this story starts during the 2020 finals, the bubble finals last year, right? So as we know, Rachel hosted, or Rachel wanted to host. Excuse me, she wanted to host. She didn't. Maria Taylor hosted, as we know.
Yep.
So Rachel Nichols was frustrated about that, and so basically she got a call on the tape talking to a dude who was involved with LeBron. I don't remember his name.
Do you know who taped it? Because that shit is
apparently
hilarious.
They were on a Zoom call. And I guess the call was over and maybe everyone else had left and it was just them two or them three. Maybe there was another person. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were on a Zoom call and she just wasn't aware she was still being recorded.
I love niggas getting caught up in Zoom calls. That is hilarious to me.
Your job is speaking in front of a camera, and you telling me you don't know, like, the mic is always hot? Like, you just gotta assume every mic is hot?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Also, like, I work in a company that does Zoom meetings daily, team meetings daily. Mm-hmm. No matter who leaves, if the organizer of the meeting does not stop the recording, it will continue to record until the person that started the recording stops it. So even if everybody leaves and it's you and one other person in there, it's still going to be recording.
Yeah, still recording. Right, yeah.
You can even see the red line at the top showing that it's recording. So the fact that she said all this means that she's an idiot. She's this negligence.
Right. So she gets caught on tape. Basically saying, like, so she gets caught on tape. I'm not gonna read the transcript or anything like that. If you want to figure out exactly word for word what she said.
She said the N-word 12 times.
She said ER. I heard it. I think she said Mississippi Mud Emblem. I could have swore she said that somewhere in there.
Swamp donkeys.
But anyway, so basically she gets caught on tape, pretty much saying that the ESPN came to her and asked her, hey, would you be cool, like, if Maria hosted the job, or not even if Maria hosted the job, would you be cool doing the sideline job, right? And her insinuation was like, all right, who would that make room for? Maria Taylor, right? And so basically Rachel Nichols was saying that, hey, I'm all for Maria Taylor, I wish her the best, I hope everything goes well for her, and then proceeded to name a bunch of reasons why she's not gonna give her what's best, and right. So basically, she insinuated, right, that the only reason that Maria Taylor was given that gig was because ESPN had a bad record and they wanted to correct their record on diversity, right? And so she went further, right? Well, I'll just read the whole thing of what she said, and then we can get to breaking it down. But she went further and said, listen, I understand it from the female side of it when it comes to diversity, right? Which, again, I think
Charlie Murphy voice. Wrong.
Yeah, wrong. So long story short, a bunch of dudes on the NBA Countdown show. It's J. Will, Jalen Rose, who else is on there? Woj, I think, is on there. Objected to an order from execs, and they felt like they were gonna boycott the show, right? Now, as we know, that's not what happened. Malika Andrews was set up to step up and host, and she did. Rachel Nichols did not host the finals, most notably. And she had not been disciplined as of yet. And I did see Adam Silver say something today where he was basically saying, like, I want, like, comments, or one comment is not going to get people, like, kicked out of the job, right? So, with that being said,
if the comment is slightly racist, maybe it should get them kicked out of the job.
But so I'll start with saying that Adam Silver is 100% right. Think about this. I'm not saying he should be, but I'm saying he's 100% right.
Yeah.
Because think about it like this. ESPN is a network with a bad record on diversity, right? It's just these are the facts, right? Again, I'm a watcher. I've watched ESPN. I've seen some of the it looks that way.
Yeah.
So they've got a bad record. And so, with that being said, it's absolutely not out of the realm of possibility that they are trying to correct that record.
Yeah, right. That's been my whole point with the situation, is that Rachel Nichols technically is right, but she's right for the wrong reasons. She was saying that shit to further her own agenda.
Yeah.
Yes, ESPN is not diverse. They're not. Well, I mean, they are diverse, but they don't have a good track record on it because they don't treat their black people right.
That is maybe
possibility,
so.
Yeah. But
my
her saying that,
right? Yeah,
exactly.
Right. That my problem is when you insinuate the only reason I could have gotten this was because, like, think about it. Like, let's say you interview at a job, right? And this is for me when I was like, all right, this is pretty cut and dry, right? It's like, all right, let's say I interviewed at a job, right? Me and you both work at a job, and I interviewed for it. You interviewed for it. Another guy we know interviewed for it, and there's a white guy who currently has the job, right? So he currently has it, or not even a job, because again, the NBA Finals is a once-a-year thing. So I look at it like a special project, right? Like, you get a special project at work, it's gonna get you paid more, and the boss is gonna like it. Right. So it's like people vie for this contract every time. Right. Cool. So I interview, you interview, bunch of other people interview. Either one of us gets the job. Let's say it's me. Right. I get the job. Right. You just like, oh, yeah, congratulations. You ain't shit, nigga. Right. You give me the whole spiel. Right.
Yeah.
The white guy comes up to me and he says, oh, man, that's great. I wish you the best, blah, blah, this and that. It's a shame that they only gave this to you because they're trying to correct their record on diversity.
Like,
hold on. Now tell me how that feels. Now,
there's no way a person with common sense would say no dumb shit like that to you.
But see, that's my thing. So basically, what we're saying is we're gonna excuse it because it was leaked, as opposed to said directly to Maria Taylor. It's still how you felt. You said that.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Meant it. So my thing is, I don't have a problem with you even feeling like maybe this had something to do with that. But here's then my problem. When you make the assumption that the only reason, right? Because basically you're telling me, and again, this is where we get to the second part of what she said about the knowing the female side of it. So it's like, okay, so as a female, right? And some of these, or as a woman in a lot of these scenarios, you got to work harder than most of these men do. You got to show up and show out because otherwise you don't get the look, right? So explain to me how if you got the look, it was hard work. But if Maria Taylor gets the look, who's also a woman, remember, and she's black, remember,
diversity.
How is hers? So this is my point. That's how it's automatically like, all right, sis, now you done fucked up.
You're straight up hating at this point. It's racist. No, you're literally hating. You're hating.
And literally, I'm not mad at you for declining to step down like the job. Like in terms of like, no, like they asked you, do you want to work the finals? And she said, yeah, absolutely. Are you serious? Because think about it. If I cover the NBA, yes, I want to fucking work the finals, of course.
Exactly.
So I'm not even mad at you for that. Again, I'm just talking about you, thinking that because you're a white woman, you know what bad records on diversity look like. Cut it out, sis. That
reminds me of some shit Bill Burr said like a year and a half, 2 years ago about how white women hijacked the quote unquote woke movement.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's facts. Like yes, white women are slightly oppressed because they're not getting the same opportunities as white men, but y'all not on the same level as us.
You don't have to deal with racism. Like let's just say that part out loud. You don't have to deal with racism. You deal with
sexism. You don't deal with racism and sexism only. Yes, exactly. That's it.
At the end of the day, you are still white. So again, if I have to choose between sexism or sexism and racism, people usually go with just one. It's easier. So I'm gonna go with Rachel, right? That's what the network's done. They've done that already. Even now, think about it. And this is where I was saying Adam Silver's not right, but think about it. If this network has a bad record on diversity, right? I would argue that probably like 80, maybe 70% of the people that like executives at ESPN probably think the same way Rachel Nichols does.
Exactly.
And so that's why nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why nothing.
Because nothing is going to get done.
How many white people genuinely believe that? They would never tell you because this is not something. White people are smart enough to know this is not something you say to people's faces.
Not Rachel Nichols.
Tell someone to their. No, she didn't say it to her face. She was just too stupid. Yeah, right.
She was too stupid to realize it was being recorded.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I kept saying like, so explain to me how if someone said this directly to you, it would be a violation. But because I heard it through the grapevine, it changes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like if somebody said something wild about my girl, right? And I seen them say the tweet and they added me in it like, hey, yo, that's your girl? Listen, I'm about to violate. Right? That's OD. That's crazy. But then let me find out you was messaging somebody else about my girl wilding. And then he sent me the screenshots. I'm supposed to feel any different? No. It's still up. No matter how you
if anything, I'm gonna be madder.
Yeah, because you was talking. Yeah, exactly. Because you was talking to some random nigga trying to get sympathy from him. Like, yo, man, can you believe what they trying to do to me, yo? They trying to give her the job because she, nigga. Like I ain't been busting my ass. And I'm like, bro, how you know she ain't been busting her ass? Oh, you don't care. Because again, that's what white women do. When they get put in positions of power, they know what it's like, right? From the female side of it. And then when they get to the top, they make sure they the only one there.
Exactly. Like, did you see the video Jalen Rose's daughter made? I don't know her name. But she broke the situation down fucking perfectly.
I did not.
You should watch it after this because she tore that bitch apart.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, to me, there was a whole bunch of people who were like, oh, they cancel her, blah, blah. And I was like, first and foremost, dog, you can't cancel white people. Stop saying that.
I would argue to say you can't cancel anyone.
No, if you're rich enough, no, absolutely not. But if they want you out, yeah, no, it's easy. Like they already wanted you to go on. Nigga.
If the public don't like you, it don't matter unless it's affecting other people's money. Because the people in power, you can't say they cancel Rachel Nichols because she still has a job. How the fuck is she canceled?
No, they can't cancel it. They're not going to. Again, because one, they agree with what she would be being canceled for.
Exactly.
So like automatically, this is over with. This is like if I think
you know how many racist white niggas she probably talked to privately. So if they follow her, she could just go out and say, you know what, all these niggas too.
Yeah, and it not even that, but it's just varying levels of racism, right? Like there's probably white people who outright think any black person in this room with me got here because of affirmative action. And then there's probably a bunch of people who just think it in the back of their head. They would never say it, right? They'd never say it out loud, but then they get in the office with that black guy and they're like, I wonder what his resume looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's he from? Let me see. That's interesting. You know, so that's my whole thing. Like, it's like benevolent racism versus like just hardcore. Yeah, you know what?
It's like white supremacist versus prejudice.
Yeah, right. And so that's my whole thing. Like, that's why I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and say Rachel Nichols is fucking David Duke. Like, like I'm not gonna do it. Right? Like, it's not that deep, right? I'm not caping for it either. But it's just like, dog, at the same time, no, people should be on your ass, and they are. So,
exactly.
At
just,
that point,
it's accountability.
Yeah, and to me, like I said, she did the whole apology and then cried and do all that. To me, you know what? Side note, I really hate when people apologize and they say shit like, "If I made you feel my nigga,
yeah,
my nigga,
exactly,
my man,
yeah,
my man,
this is some fake ass shit. Off top,
my man. If I made you feel like I was saying that only, bro, no, you said it. That's exactly how I felt. Just apologize for doing that. Like you don't have to do the ifs. Like if it was me that upset you and maybe not something else, like I'm really sorry about
or
that.
if
Like
they
what
did
else
some
would have
shit
been?
that they know made you mad, they don't even apologize for that. They just say, "I apologize, but I made you feel any type of way."
Yeah, word. I'm like, no. I need specifics, bro. I need specifics. This is write that down. What you apologizing for? You remember?
Yeah, exactly. What you apologizing for? Let me hear it.
And that's one thing I've learned, I guess, as an adult, is that there are a lot of adults who do not know how to apologize.
Like you think they don't know how to apologize, or they just don't want to apologize?
I don't think they do. They know. I don't think they know. For a lot of them, they think an apology is just like, all right, like, say something happens, and then someone's like, oh, I didn't like that, blah, blah, it made me feel away. And they're like, oh, I ain't gonna do that no more. And it's just like, all right, that's half of it. But, like, you gotta understand, like, there's just the point where, like, if that person's tight, they just want you to acknowledge that they're tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that person's mad as hell, like, I just need you to acknowledge me being mad. It'll go away, especially once you acknowledge it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you get some people who are like, bro, I said sorry. Damn, move on. Like, and it's like, bro, listen, like you did some shit that bothered her, and then you just said sorry once and thought like a 4-second combo would
First
it would
off,
go
sorry,
away.
not even appropriate. Like, sorry is some shit you say in middle school, elementary school.
Sorry is something you say when you bump into a nigga in the
knocked
store.
over your juice. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Or you in the club. I'm sorry. I scuffed your sneaker.
Yeah. Oh, my fault,
bro. Oh, yeah, shit. My bad, bro.
My bad.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
don't swing.
Exactly. You do some real gut wrenching, life changing shit. That sorry, not gonna cut it.
You're like, oh, so what?
You be racist and try to get a black woman getting removed from her position. I'm sorry you felt that way, bitch. I ought to beat the shit out of you.
Or the worst part is, right, like when someone do something wild, egregious, and then like you could tell in their apology, they just trying like, yo, can we just get through this? Like
yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like,
they're mad at you, they're annoyed through the apology.
I'm tight that you niggas made me apologize.
Like, what?
You do nothing. You could have stood on that, but you just pussy. That's the difference, and you knew you was wrong. Because I'm like, don't get me wrong. I've seen some people do something wrong, and niggas request apologies, and niggas just stand on it. And I'm like, damn, that's a bold nigga. You wrong as fuck. But that's a wrong. You bold.
I love seeing shit like that though. That should be terrible, but it's funny to see.
I'm like, bro, if you cheating, you just like, well, I wasn't happy, so I ain't about to apologize for shit. You wasn't doing nothing for me, so. Fuck. You
That's
be looking like, damn. Yeah, you should be looking at him like,
wild
damn,
shit to say, but
you just a different nigga, huh?
God damn,
totally did. You just not the same. You're not the same as the rest of us.
I can't even say that I respect some shit like that because that's some fucked up shit to say. But at the same time, damn, that nigga, he stood on that shit.
Yeah, he's standing on that shit.
10 toes down in some black forces.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, send our support to Maria Taylor. I believe she's still negotiating her contract, right? So hopefully she get a big ass bag.
Yeah.
Or she just go somewhere else, honestly, because as far as I'm concerned, it just don't seem like ESPN long term is ever gonna put any of y'all in the upper echelon unless you just play the game long
maybe
enough.
this story. Well, exactly. If you play the game long enough, like Shannon Sharp and Stephen A.
But no, Shannon Sharp's on. He's not on ESPN. He's on.
He's not. Oh, he's
no,
on
he's
Fox.
on FS. Yeah, he's on Fox.
He's on Fox. Yeah,
Fox
never
Sports
mind.
is a whole. Like, listen, Shannon's not going to leave because at the end of the day, he's driving ratings, right? And that's all they care
he
about.
Literally is.
They don't care how you do it. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of them drive ratings by being conservatives, like low key though.
Shannon's on the other side. He's like the one nigga that worked for Fox that was a Democrat. Basically, and he retired like 2 months ago. So Fox is now just a cesspool.
Yeah, that what's crazy? Like, I've seen that happen with
the one Democrat that retired.
No. I was gonna say I've always hated how ever since Trump, right? We've seen people realize how lucrative the oppressed grift is, right? Where if you pretend you're part of some group, it could be a group that's not even oppressed, but if you pretend you're part of some group, create the oppression, right? Or just manufacture, or just outright lie, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're actually oppressed, slightly oppressed, a little oppressed, like barely. It doesn't matter. Big up, tap into their emotions, right? And then you get these people to just do whatever. Donate money. Oh yeah, help me win this court case. And it's like, bro, if anybody actually read what was in the nigga, you're losing. Like, this is a losing case, bro. Like, it's like, do you remember during the election, right? Where like Trump had lost the election and he was filing lawsuits and asking niggas to donate money.
Donations, yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, you not winning the case.
They don't. They don't know that.
You not winning that shit.
They don't know that. They brainwashed. They brainwashed.
That shit,
baby. They brainwashed.
But so anyway, so what I was getting at is I hate how, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure it was always happening, right? But it's just gotten now to where it's like it's just so in your face. It's just obvious. Like you'll see people do. It's like wrestling almost. You'll just see niggas do like a heel turn out of nowhere, and you're just like, wait, hold on. You were just a baby face. What happened? You were just good. Why would you do this? What do you mean they got a point? No, they don't.
Niggas.
I don't know. Maybe the niggas who stormed the Capitol.
Clout is a hell of a drug. Niggas on Twitter are not to be trusted in any.
I'm not just talking about niggas on Twitter. Capacity. Like niggas on Twitter do it for like
engagement.
It's just for engagement. Like, exactly. I'm talking about niggas who do this shit as a career and they make money off of this.
Oh, you mean like I could list some names, but I'm not trying to get clout to nobody. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say Alex Jones because I'm not giving him clout. Everybody know who the fuck that is. Well, I mean, actually, then again, that nigga been on the same track the whole time. He ain't switched up.
Alex Jones
so he's not even.
He's been for a while.
I know exactly what you're talking about switching up though, but I'm not gonna give him clout. So I know who you're talking about.
It's two of them, but I ain't gonna do it. But again, it has something to do with FS1. But it's just, to me, it's just one of those things where like I see all that, and I guess to tie it into what I was going to next, right, is how I feel like post-Trump, right? I remember seeing an article saying we were in like a post-factual world, right? And I was just like, post-factual, like beyond facts, like no.
I mean, to be fair, the media before Trump wasn't 100% honest to begin with. I just feel like since Trump, it's gotten worse.
They took the facade off. Like they were
just like, veneer.
We don't even gotta pretend no more.
Yeah, now niggas just don't give a fuck. They just be saying whatever. Especially the New York Times now. They just do whatever the fuck they want. Going back to the story we talked about earlier with police blowing up niggas' houses and them saying an unknown accident caused them to leave their house.
Horrific accident. I'm like, what was the accident? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what the accident was? Someone blew up a bomb in LA? What? Someone get those terrorists that blew it up. And then you find out the terrorists the LAPD.
That's just how it is now. Niggas don't give a fuck no more. Trump took the nail out of the casket. You know what I'm saying?
He was the final one. It was on the way. It was absolutely on the way. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Obama was lying his ass off too. But they all were. So did George Bush. So did Clinton.
Every president.
They all did. Yeah, they absolutely all did.
There's only a few good presidents, and a couple of them got assassinated. JFK. I'd say JFK.
Nah, they ain't giving him.
I mean, hold on. Wait, what?
You're not counting that? He ain't cheat on his wife?
The fuck? I mean,
that's bad.
That's bad.
We not counting
I'm talking about for the people. That's definitely bad.
You're setting a bad example for the kids.
That's definitely bad. Cheetos. I'm talking about what he did for the people. He was down with the civil rights mute. Oh my God, Baltimore's coming through.
From Baltimore
coming through. Oh my God,
that's about to be the title of the civil rights.
Oh my God, no. I've been in the DMV since 2015, and this is the first time that I've ever pronounced anything with a U.
Nah, it's more coming. It's more coming. But I think the one thing I wanted to talk about, right, was how, like, you ever meet people, right, who claim to be like super logical, and in reality, it's never really that, like, because it's not how any part of life works, right? Like, no part of life is like exceedingly logical. None of it. Name one part of it working. Piece of paper pays for my life, and if I don't have it, I die. That's not logical, but okay, right? It's just what the rules and standards are here, right?
The only parts of life that are logical are nature. Bees are logical.
Sex is logical.
Yeah,
it makes sense. You know, it makes sense.
Snakes are probably logical. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, come on. No, they don't got no arms and legs. So what do? They just slide. You know?
They just slide. Logical. Yeah.
What? Could they climb up a hill? They can slide up a hill, but
they can.
I mean,
they get some. No, they can't. I've seen some snakes. They be grinding. No, it's not slithering. They grinding up that hill. They gotta work to go uphill.
He be pressing his scales into the ground.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta dig for this literally, bro. You're joking, but literally, I've seen like close-ups on Discovery Channel of snakes like using their scale. They can spread their scales and contract them, and they use that to move dirt and sand to move up terrain. It's kind of crazy.
Damn, all of that just to get put on a belt. That's crazy, huh?
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, do me a favor, yo. Do me a favor, yo. Let me put you on these boots.
Imagine a snake taking 7 days to get up a hill, and it's just a nigga up there with a machete and cut his head off.
It's a nigga up there waiting. He just come on. Nah, you can make it. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't quit now. You ain't no quitter.
Train that could. Yeah, little train that could.
You ain't no quitter. Don't quit now.
Come on now. Yeah, you about to make some good boots. Some snakeskin boots.
Whole time you thinking, oh, that's my friend.
He been encouraging me the whole time. He tried to get me up there. It must be some mice up there. It must be some fucking lizards up there.
My man got snacks for me. He got all types of crickets up here, he said.
No, ain't no crickets. No, these big animals. No, we got reptiles. We got birds. We got mice. Yo, how many snakes you think go into a pair of snake boots? It can't be one, because snakes, unless it's a fucking python or an anaconda, it's gotta be. It's probably.
I'm gonna go with like 20. I ain't gonna hold you.
20? That's a lot. I wasn't going that hard.
To make boots. Let's see.
Oh, you Google.
Okay, one average size snake.
What's the average size snake? Like one python? Because pythons are pretty big. Well, actually,
average size snake.
No, I'll look that one up because I feel like they only make snakes out of snakes. I feel like they only make boots out of certain types of snakes. Because
there's a difference between snake skin and snake boots, I believe, right?
I thought snake skin boots were the same thing as snake boots, honestly.
Oh, let me see. Snake boots are snake-proof boots. Okay, that's the difference.
Oh, so it takes one snake to make a pair of snakes repellent boots.
I got the uncommon snake repellers.
I'm gonna go.
Like, do you imagine, like, you go to a professional cobbler and you're like, yo, I got the snake for you, bro. Just wrap this joint on here real quick. Give me a decal on here.
I was in the middle of Googling how many snakes go into a pair of snakeskin boots. And the first result, before I finished, I just said how many snakes. And the first result is how many snakes are in the world.
Who is asking this question? That's like a 13-year-old on like Yahoo Answers and shit.
Who is asking how many snakes are in the world?
That nigga was on what's that shit? Quora. That nigga on Quora. How many snakes are there in the whole world? It's like 70, 11, 30 billion. Nigga just say some unrealistic number. I don't know, bro. It's like an endless amount. It's a snake in your room right now.
All right, let's see. The shocking truth behind snakeskin boots.
Oh, it's so shocking.
It's by Peter, so I'm not even gonna bother reading it.
Oh no, I see the link.
Yeah, next topic.
I'm screaming. All right. So, what was I saying? What was I saying about logic anymore? All right. So I've seen these people, right? And some of them are hoteps, some of them are just dumbasses. Some of them are people who, again, just to me, it's like we live in an ever increasing emotional world, right? Where everything is dictated by emotion for the most part, right? So at some point, wouldn't logic dictate that you have to tap into your emotions? Like, I would think. Because in order to be able to relate and to apply your logic, you've got to appeal to people emotionally still. So to me, I always hated people who are just like hyper logical, quote unquote. And it's just a front for like, I'm going to disregard any emotional statement or how
those
you
people,
feel.
They're just, I'm just logical. So your feelings don't matter.
And they're not even logical. They just debate like lawyers. Like, that's all it is about anything. And like that's the part to me that is just ridiculous, because it's like, bro, like we live in a world where like logic doesn't dictate much. Again, we always talked about this, like between health. Think about any political issue. Logic would dictate none of these should even be issues. You get what I'm saying? Like logic would dictate, we'll figure something out, right? Yeah, that's not what's happening. Emotion is driving the conversations. Like I'm like, bro, think about it. We started entire wars based off of what? It wasn't intelligence.
How a nigga felt.
It wasn't intelligence. In some cases, we made the intelligence up. We created fake logic to justify our emotions. You get what I'm saying?
The Iraqi war based off of George W. Bush.
Yeah. He pretended he saw intelligence. He faked the logic.
That nigga tried to kill my father. That's why the war started. That nigga tried to kill his father.
He faked the intelligence, but that's my whole thing. I'm just like, bro, and that was what 2001, nigga. It wasn't 2002, 2003, 4, 5, bro. That was 15 years ago. That was before Trump. That was before. So it's like, dog, we have always lived in this world, bro. Listen, first off, there were white men hanging black people because they were like just doing things, existing for fun, bro. That's not emotion. Where's the logic?
Doing nothing disrespectful. The disrespectful shit was living. Oh, this nigga got a job at the sock hop? What?
At the sock hop?
This nigga serving ice cream? Straighten this nigga up. I got the rope right here.
He said, hold on. Y'all got any pop? He said, nah, man. We don't got no pop. Oh, he won't serve me. He said, whoa, that's not what happened.
The place don't got. And then he just dead.
He said, no, we out. No, look, I can show you the freezer.
Dead man.
He said, nah, I'll be back. He said, nah, I'll be back.
He come back with the entire town, including the owner of the shop that didn't have the fucking shit he was looking for.
And they're like, yo, Randy, what's up, man? What's up with this nigga? And you just like, I don't know, y'all. Listen, look, man, it ain't that deep, yo. Let's just chill. Everybody just relaxing. And he like, oh, you protecting this nigga? He said, nah, no, hold up.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he worked for me.
Look,
I'm just saying he worked for me, bro.
Nah, look, pee. I could pay him less than I can pay regular white people, right? So like, come on, bro. Like, this is good.
That ain't got nothing to do with the shit that I
said, no, I know. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not asking you to hear that. I'm just saying, bro. Like,
no, I ain't hearing nothing. String that nigga up.
But that's what I'm like, bro. Literally, all the horrible and bad shit, even some of the good shit that happened in this country, it's all emotion based. Logic. What has logic gotten done? Honestly,
death and destruction.
No, naming one good sociological or societal advance that came off of. Well, I'm sure like all the like medical. Inventions.
Pretty much. I was gonna say pretty much everything.
Mostly inventions, because inventions are based on creating things, right? That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is like advances in terms of like how we treat people. No, they've all been on emotion. Eventually, we just made y'all feel bad for killing niggas. I didn't decide logically speaking. Well, it was a bad idea to kill niggas.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. You can say it's emotion because we're making them feel bad for killing people, or you could say niggas got tired of getting killed in that rage spawned the civil rights movement. It's a double-edged
But what
sword.
I'm saying is the rage spawned peaceful protest for the most part. So what I'm saying is if I didn't get tired of killing you niggas, emotion would have dictated I would have kept killing y'all niggas. It was just like, all right, you're gonna make me feel bad for this shit. Fine, man. Damn. I got a reason with these niggas now. It's disgusting, man. I got a reason with these. I can't just go to this nigga crib and tell him, yo, come outside for I burn this shit down. Like, this shit wet, man.
I mean, even after we got civil rights,
and they were still doing it. Right? That, so that's my whole point. But that's what I mean. So I'm like, to me, I always hated people who always did get out your feelings. You got to look at it logically, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, that's not how almost anything works. You know how many people logically took the better deal and it screwed them? Think about how many people in history. Yeah, think about like sports players are like, oh, I took the logical contract. My family was starving. I took an $8 million deal because nigga, we were hungry today.
Think about rappers.
Right, exactly. Same shit. I took a $700,000 advance or signed a 360 with a good advance because nigga, I need money now. I understand this is not a good deal for me in a year, 2 years. Who cares? I might not be here in a year, 2 years if I don't eat, nigga. So again, we see people all the time put their logic aside and make a decision just based on, hey, look, bro. And even in that case, I would argue that could be emotion, that could be logic too. The logic is I gotta feed my family. Right? Like to me,
the emotion is I want to save my fucking family.
Or you can even make the counter argument, right? That the emotion would be, oh, I'm gonna wait out until the better contract because you think you worth more. Nigga, get out your feelings, bro. Just take what they giving you and just do what you got to do. Like oh, I'm worth 20. I'm gonna wait till they're gonna give me 20. They may never give you 20. Logic would dictate you take what they give you right now and work up to that 20.
That's the worst part. That is the absolute worst part of logic when you just desperate for money and you're worth and
it all adds up
1.7 million and you be like, okay, they're giving me 50,000. I'm desperate for this.
I'm worth more, my nigga. If I don't get 30K tonight, I'm gonna have a problem.
Evicted tomorrow.
Yeah. And again, so that's how you end up with, and to me, I think about that all the time because that's probably how you end up with a lot of these scenarios where you'll get a celebrity that supports some other dude who's a piece of shit. And then people question them about it and they're like, my fault. Like, and it's like, bro, so you're not even gonna fight back. So you knew it was wrong. But it's like, I had to do what I had to. Like, he was giving a good bag, I had to, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm not excusing it at all. But to me, my whole point is so many decisions are not based on logic or emotion. Right? It's just based on feeling, which I guess you could say is emotion, right? But people just feel a certain way in the moment and they're just like, nah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck the logic. Logic be damned. Emotion be damned. I don't care. I'm just making the movement that makes sense to me right now. And so for me, I guess I think that logic shit it's mostly a man thing. I mean, I've seen a few women think that way. But it's mostly like a guy thing because niggas do that when they get tired of hearing women. That's usually what it is. Like, I get tired of hearing about her emotions.
When it comes
so
up,
now I'm the most logical nigga that's ever. I'm fucking. I'm Socrates now because I've got tired of addressing emotions. So now I'm a philosopher.
That's literally the only time this shit you're talking about comes up. It's when a nigga he can't win an argument.
Yeah, or he can win it, but he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do the emotion no more. I don't even want to have to consider your emotions. So I'm just,
This is literally fucking
too wise.
Intelligence versus emotions is gaslighting. That's the source. That's the source of it.
Yeah, and it's not even a versus. That's the problem. As soon as you frame it that way, you're automatically wrong. Like, it's not a versus, bro. They work. It's like you thinking it's me versus my shorty vibrator. No, y'all teammates. Y'all together.
First off, the only niggas that say shit like that are fucking.
I don't think those are real niggas. I'm not gonna hold you.
It can't be. It's just niggas on Twitter.
But I can imagine some niggas somewhere like, I don't need no fucking toy. What, you not satisfied with me? And she like,
There's 7 billion niggas on Earth. There's probably realistically like 700 niggas that are stupid like that.
Nah, You vastly underestimate how stupid niggas are.
No, that's what I was about to say. I don't know the ratio between men and women from that 7 billion.
I think women are like 52%. They're like slightly more than us.
That's not just in America. That's in the world.
Yeah, it's in the world, I believe.
All right, so out of 7 billion,
that's like
if
3.5.
half of men are, we'll just say 4, just to round it out. There's probably about fucking 3.5 billion niggas that are dickheads. Cause niggas are stupid. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I think you got the math wrong. Like if you're cutting it in half from 7. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You rounded it up. You rounded it up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's a lot of stupid niggas, is what you're getting at. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of niggas is dumb. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Silly niggas. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that's one of those things where I'm just like, dog. Like you would be amazed where logic or emotion will get you in this day and age. Like you'll be amazed, bro. It'll get you to any height you want to get to, any shit. It'll get you any low you want to get to too. And I think that's kind of like, I think emotions. It's weird because I look like emotions is like options trading to me. Like that shit can get real volatile. You know what I'm saying? Like it can get real. Like logic is usually pretty straightforward, right? Like it's like there's a couple variations here and there, but like logic would dictate maybe 1 or 2 or 3 outcomes. Emotion, boy, that shit can take you anywhere. And that's why most of these niggas don't want it. Because in their head, they're like, bro, listen, I could put $10 in here and lose. And I can be in the negative? What do you mean? I owe you niggas $10? I gave you 10. How do I owe you money? And they're like, hey, nah, you fucked up. Yeah, you gave me money, but you gave me the wrong money, bro. I ain't want that. You're like, wait, what?
Nah, bro. Nah, run that shit back, bro.
What you mean? And then you re-up and then lose your 10 again. And then now the interest compounded on your negative 10. So like, but that don't happen with logic. With logic, again, it's usually like, all right, you look at any situation logically, right? There's maybe a couple outcomes that make sense, right? But when it comes to emotion, boy, you can go any fucking route you want. You can go any route you want. You can say, I'm dead wrong, but fuck her. So?
She can come to you with straight facts and you got no rebuttal. You just say, you gonna believe me or you gonna believe them?
You gonna believe me or you gonna believe what you see? Look at you. That's crazy. It. I can't believe this. That's but yeah, wild, no, that shit kills me, man. But speaking of
killing niggas,
emotion.
I'm sorry.
No. Oh, look, you want thin ice, man. You done brought up killing a couple of times. What's going on, yo?
Everything you just said, speaking of, and the last thing we said was killing niggas. So I mean,
I don't believe that's what happened. But if it is, then logic would dictate that I'm gonna keep moving on. So our next topic is going to be that the Federal Trade Commission. Now, first off, before I go any further, this story sounded boring as shit off the top. Like I was just like, bro, I don't care. But then I looked a little deeper, and this is pretty fucking wild. So the Federal Trade Commission, right, charges Broadcom. Right. I don't know if you know who Broadcom is, but they charged Broadcom with monopolizing the market, right? So Broadcom, supplier in markets for the sale of semiconductor components, usually like related to like set-top boxes. They got a lot of basically they provide a lot of shit exclusively for like AT&T, Comcast, Dish, Verizon, Charter, and a couple other companies, right? And so, right, I don't know if you read this long ass complaint. It's 11 pages.
How mad do you have to be?
Boy.
11?
Boy.
Ain't no way. I ain't never been that mad in my life to type
and the best
11 pages, bro.
That on their website, right? Like the shit don't even got the secretary name or the date or the month. It's got 2021. Like they were so mad they just wrote the outline for the shit and was like, we gonna fill it in later, my nigga. Just know we on you.
Oh my god.
I'm on your body. So long story short, right? Broadcom got accused of basically executing a monopoly, right? We know what a monopoly is. Yeah. And so in this case, one of the examples that they gave were that what they would do is they would charge people substantial fees if they tried to go outside their network. Like if you tried to bid on a contract and get somebody else for it, they'd be like, all right, word, we're not gonna give you no more. How about that? Like, and it'd be some shit like, oh, say somebody else is like, oh, we're gonna give you 7% of what you need. And they were like, all right, cool, we just gonna raise your rates on the other 93. I'm just like, oh, yo,
yeah, these niggas going off.
Right. And then so they had ones where they were threatening niggas. And then they literally had one where they were just basically saying like hold on, I'm reading the thing right now. They adopted a strategy of imposing selective price increases as punishment to deter customers from supporting its rivals. Which is nuts. It's nuts that you can even do this, right? Like,
this is illegal. It has to be.
Yeah, no, I would think so. So they had another example, right, where one of the folks did not yet have an exclusive agreement with them, and they submitted a bid to another service provider using a non-Broadcom component. Of course, Broadcom got caught word of that. They say, "Hey, boss, yeah, one of these bastards is trying to buy something. It's not ours." So he cut off all the supply and all the support to them niggas, and announced significantly increased prices if he want to sign a new deal. So think about it. These niggas cut your old deal off. They said, oh, you was looking at AT&T's prices, huh? Tell you what, you don't got no cable now, nigga. And if you want to re-sign up with us, that shit gonna cost double, nigga. It's gonna cost double, nigga. I was like, bro, is this The Wire? What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
These niggas is mobsters. I'm like, bro, what is this?
I've been watching the news all day, and this is the most illegal shit I ever heard in my entire. What is happening right now?
So yeah, no, and so it gets rough. Like these niggas are wild, right? So basically, they said their threats of retaliation were, quote, pervasive and effective.
Of course,
and customers learned to expect them. As one employee noted, one only needed to inform a customer that a demand for exclusivity had visibility, and the customer would already foresee the retaliation. Like, he would basically just let you know, like, damn, yo, like, it'd be a shame if I had to tell Rodney and them niggas up there about what you saying. And he like, oh shit, you right. All right, look. Nah, don't do that.
You know what? Yeah, we could dead all that death penalty.
Nah, we could
kill them niggas. No, ain't no figuring out. No, the niggas in charge, death. Get them out of here.
So then they even had one, right, where they were threatened that if service providers didn't limit their purchases from their rivals, they would implement large increases on the services and all. So like they covered everything. Like you couldn't buy from niggas, you couldn't cop from nobody else, you can't rent from nobody else, you can't talk highly of no other nigga.
What the fuck?
This is like a jealous ass boyfriend. It's like, yo, stop leaving comments on that nigga picture. And you're like, bro, I know him for years, bro. Like, what you
see, this is why I said death penalty. Get these niggas out of here. Guillotine. Get them out of here. What do we need? Guillotine. Death.
He said guillotine.
Guillotine.
Niggas start chanting guillotine.
Get him out of here. What is this?
Yeah, nah.
What part of America is this in?
What do you mean, Broadcom? I just told you the companies that they supply. This is the entire country.
You said that, but my brain is having trouble.
They're a corporation in the United States. They're headquartered in San Jose. Not that means anything. But
you said it. I know you said it, but my brain is just.
Oh, you mean like who they serve? They serve AT&T, Charter, Comcast.
No. That's not what I was saying. I heard exactly what you said. It's just trouble. Like wrapping my head around the fact that this is legal somehow, and they're not getting murdered as we speak.
I don't think it is legal. I mean, but at the same time, again, we've learned this, right? We've learned this in America. It's not about what's legal. It's about what they're going to enforce.
Yeah.
So, in this case, it seems like the FTC is pretty upset. They released an 11-page complaint. They didn't even put the day. They were so mad, they just had to get it out there. They had to. This shit says insert secretary name here. Insert secretary name. You know how mad you are? This shit even has seal written in letters. That's where the seal's supposed to go, but they didn't seal it. They just wrote seal like, yo, when you put the seal, like, these niggas was tight.
There's something about seal from Kiss from a Rose?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay, not quite.
I don't think so.
This is fucking insane.
Yeah, this is nuts. This is really nuts. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, and they would even let's see. Basically, this one I should have read this, right? They secured restrictive contract terms in part by threatening to retaliate against disloyal customers, including
retaliate against.
Oh yeah, bro. This is the mob, nigga. What you not getting? It sound like that. We the Broadcom gang, nigga. The Broadcom brigade.
Bro, a nigga show up at my house, I'm killing them, bro.
You probably got a Broadcom box in your crib, right? Some components in your house right now.
See, this one I don't got cable. I just be watching Hulu all day.
He said, nah, I got Sling TV. See, I don't rock with
Slick
this.
TV. The fuck is Slick TV?
No,
I know you just came up with that.
TV. I did not.
Sling
That's real.
TV?
Yeah, it's real.
Sling TV.
Sling, yeah, like slingshot. Mm-hmm. It's real. Promise you.
The fuck is on Sling TV? And how the fuck do you know about it? How the fuck do you know about it there?
I just seen it. I was looking into because I was trying to switch out of cable at one point because our Verizon bill was like $200.
Yeah.
And I called the niggas at Verizon. And I was like, yo, I'm not gonna hold y'all. If y'all can't get this bill lowered, I'm dead gonna cancel this shit.
Right.
And they ain't taking me seriously, right? So then I remember one day I went through the process of canceling this shit. And like as I'm going through the process on the website, I go through it. And I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I go to bed. I end up getting something to eat. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to it in a little bit. I get a call. And niggas just call, oh, I seen you was like, trying. Everything good? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, yo, you good? Like, you straight? And like, so this lady calls me and literally like haggles my bill down like by like $70.
Okay, 70. That's a good amount.
Yeah. Because we had the triple play, and granted, that was back when like niggas needed house phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she haggled it down like $70, and I was like, oh, you was making sure I ain't leave. But then that's when I realized, right? Like, it don't matter what the rules say because when I first like hit them up, they wasn't trying to haggle nothing down. They wasn't trying to move nothing. I was like, yo, is there any way? And they're like, oh, let me look at your shit. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you can switch plans. I'm like, no, sis. Don't show me the plans. I know what the plans look like. I just looked on the website. I'm asking you, is there anything else that I'm not seeing that you can do? Do you get what I'm asking? I showed you some. I don't know what the fuck that is. But the moment I started talking about leaving, niggas open up that rule book and say, "Oh yeah, hold on, hold on, it's one in here. Nah, it's one. Nah, give me one. It's one in here. Hold on, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, real quick. It say, what it say? It say you specifically, we gonna take money off of your account, just for whatever. Like you need that. If you need that,
that's how it be every fucking single time. You specifically, you get a discount. If you don't,
it's only for you though, yo. Like,
it's just you,
don't
bro.
Tell nobody about this, brother. Like, normally I don't do this. I'm like, man, what your lying ass. Y'all niggas be thirsty. Look at you taking $70 left, not even knowing your worth, clown.
I don't think I've had cable since 2015 or 16, but I feel like right now I still pay for cable because I have so many different fucking services. It's unbelievable how many services I got. I got fucking Netflix, Hulu, Funimation, Crunchyroll, HBO Max. Did I already say Netflix?
I think you did, yeah.
So yeah, Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, Funimation.
There ain't shit on there.
Oh, I got Prime. I mean, I don't got Prime for the videos. You got Prime,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. You don't have Prime for the videos. Yeah, you got. That's another one to add to the list though, because I got Prime Video, but I don't use it for that. I use it for the fucking Amazon.
Oh, you say you want Prime? Yeah, okay.
Nigga, I got at least about fucking, and with Hulu, I have Stars, Cinemax, and Showtime.
So, I have all those through my cable provider. That's the only good thing about having a cable provider.
I don't have cable. I'll get them through fucking Hulu. So I probably every month I probably spend like fucking $90 on viewing shit. So that's probably about the same price it would be for cable.
Yeah, I mean, but it make you feel like you in control though.
It do make you feel like that.
You can just cut that off at any time. Like whenever I want to, I could just, you mean getting your money from me? Cancel that subscription, nigga.
I'm thinking about getting rid of Netflix because this shit is $20 now. That's definitely not
real.
They've been going up steadily since like 2015.
I remember they're not making no money. They trying to take the Amazon approach. They just keep spending and increasing their market share, which is nice, which is good, and it works. And like now, like people expect Netflix to make movies and all that, but like, bro, y'all just spending too much money.
Yeah, I've been watching Netflix go up for years. I saw that shit go up from fucking $9.99 to $12.99 to $15.99 to $17.99. Now this shit is a full $20 for membership, and I am definitely thinking about leaving.
Yo, wasn't it $7.99 to begin with? Like, wasn't it like $8 to begin with? And then they bumped up to $10?
When I was a kid, my mom was ordering fucking Netflix in the mail.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, we were getting that shit in the mail for $7.99. So yeah,
Packing the mail is gone.
This is $20 now. It's not deserved. They don't need it.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna hold you. Netflix don't even got content like that. Not no more, at least to me. Like their content's alright, but it's like, bro, for $20, dog. This is 2 services. So
Yeah,
basically, I could
literally.
go anywhere else and get any 2 other streaming services, and I'd probably get more content. I can go to Paramount Plus and some other bullshit and probably get more content than I would off Netflix. Seriously, I bet you could.
I used to I use Netflix for the anime because I like Baki and I like Dorohedoro, and that's actually it. So
this nigga paid $20 for 2 shows he could find illegally. Y'all won.
We on a podcast everybody can hear. We're not supposed to be talking about illegal shit.
So hold on. They gonna kick my door in over some Baki the Grappler episodes, but not over the death threats in the guillotine chants.
No, they don't give a fuck about that because they know that's not real. What they know is real is you talking about an anime that you don't got access to.
Okay, see, you put me on game. Yeah, I'd have never known it if you ain't really call it like it is. Damn. I gotta watch out, right?
I mean, I don't really give a shit because Baki hasn't been on in like a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I did that.
But I'm holding my head down in my lap.
I did that with HBO Max, I think.
With what?
I think with Lovecraft Country. Like once that shit went off, I was like, "Oh, I'm good." I watched that. I watched The Wire again, and I was like, "Oh, I'm straight." Although I might want to go back and watch The Sopranos because I never actually watched this. It was
you should.
Sopranos is one of those shows where like my parents watched it, and I watched them watch like everything on HBO, like L Word, all of the old shits from like that era. Like there was a whole bunch of more. But
I would say I didn't watch my parents watch Sopranos. I feel like I was there watching it with them because I
wasn't present for none of the shit they was really watching.
I was definitely
especially
there.
L Word. I was
same thing with The Wire.
L Word got a little too spicy. I had to leave the room. Like I'm like,
my mom was watching the L Word, and I had to get out the room. But I couldn't watch niggas having sex, but I could watch niggas getting
I had to
smoked.
leave on my own. I left on my own volition. I was like, oh, it's getting a little saucy in here.
Oh, that's
no, but you gotta understand. Like you a kid, right? And you seeing some saucy content, and your parents is right there, and like they watching you to see your reactions. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm gonna head out, and I'm gonna get that on my own.
I feel like most of the time I fell asleep watching the shows that my mom was watching. So Sopranos and The Wire. I fell asleep watching because this shit came out at like 9 p.m. prime time.
Yeah, like on like Sundays and
Sunday and finish most of the shit. I watched The Wire like at least 3 times by now, but Sopranos I only watched that as a kid. I need to rewatch it now as an adult to really fill it in and get the whole experience.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of older shows. I wanted to go back and watch X-Files. Because I never watched X-Files as a kid, only because like the instant I heard that I was out of there.
You was out of there.
Gone, nigga. Gone.
Nigga was terrified.
Bro, nigga, I wasn't scared, terrified, mortified, nigga. Man, when I heard that bro, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Whatever I'm doing, this shit done with. For 30 minutes, it's done with. We gonna come back to it.
I mean, I guess aliens and monsters and creatures are kind of scary.
Nigga, I never saw what the show was about. Never once.
Just
right?
the noise. The noise was
as a kid, it was the intro. Right? The intro, and it was like, they're out there. I'm like, who?
Who is out there? Who?
It's the Offset voice. Who? Like, bro, who is out there?
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
And the funniest part was, it was one of them shits where, like, it got to a point to where, for a long time, I thought the entire show was just them 2 white people talking the whole show. Like, I was like, are there ever any aliens or any wild shit? There is.
Yeah,
but
every episode,
because I was so pussy, right? All I ever saw was these niggas talking.
I'm screaming.
So in my head, I'm like, bro, what is this, a confessional? What the fuck is this? These 2 white folks just talk about their job all day and shit. That's not it though. So I do want to see
it.
I'm
That's
definitely
not.
gonna get another.
You said
show.
I do want to see it. A show that came out in the night. Just now trying to
I'm
see
still
it.
gonna watch X-Files. I don't care. I watched The Wire again. Who gives a damn?
I need to
The shit
watch
was
The Wire again.
enjoyable. Yeah, the shit
I
was
know it's
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
I don't
I
give a
know.
Disney. I don't care when it came out, bro. I'm watching Yu Yu Hakusho again. Like, who gives a shit?
Nah, that's a show that you can watch timelessly. Yu Yu Hakusho is just like that. I literally watch this shit twice a year.
Nah, let a nigga be like, yeah, I went back and watched Lupin the Third, the original.
The original Lupin the Third.
Yeah, the original one from like 1980 something.
That's like saying I'm rewatching Big O.
Yeah, I liked Big O though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I did too, but I'm not about to rewatch it as an adult.
Nothing about. Remember Kicator? You remember that show?
Kicator? No, I don't know that.
It was that one was on, I think, Adult Swim or something. It's like Android Kicator or some shit like that. No. Is this it? Yeah. He's like a superhero. It's like almost like the what you call
almost
it?
like fucking.
This wasn't on Adult Swim, but this is like the
Oh, okay.
The fuck? No, it's the animated one. Hold on, I'm looking for the animated one. Yeah, it's Android Kicator, the animation. There we go.
Android Kicator. It does not sound familiar at all.
Yeah, no. So it was about like this professor who like basically made a robot. I forgot what his name was, but the robot would turn into Kicator.
Sorry,
I'm blanking.
Aren't you talking about that nigga Army Boy, whatever his name is, to be blasting around?
I don't know.
It's not Army Boy. The nigga that had the baby face with the arms. I can't remember that fucking niggas. I can't remember his name. I cannot remember his name. It was
another show, Zoids. That was my shit.
Oh, sorry. Zoids.
Yeah, Zoids is my shit.
Yeah, boy. I remember Zoids. I definitely remember Zoids.
There were so many different ones. I don't even see all of these, but I'm mad they never made like a good Zoids game. They never did nothing with the whole series. They just kind of like was like, all right, we got all these new Zoids. Here y'all go, and I guess that's it. What was it? There was they used to have a Gundam show where they were like the mini Gundams. That shit was, what was it called?
Like mini Gundams? That's interesting.
Oh, it's Superior Defender Gundam Force. It was SD Gundam Force. They were like small 3D Gundams. This shit was hilarious.
Oh, I definitely never seen that. I've only ever seen like giant Gundams destroying shit.
The first Gundam series to be entirely animated and cell shaded 3D computer graphics.
Yo, who is? All right, I don't know how to describe this. It's in my head, but I don't know his name. So
Army Boy, dog. Come on.
Not Army Boy. It's all right. So it's a white kid, and he's got like a slick to his head. Like his hair, it's got like one slick. That's all it is. He's got the most bland face. He's a robot made by a scientist.
Okay, that sounds like think about the anime that's made.
Think about Mega Man, but he's got white skin instead of blue armor. I can't. Hold on. I gotta.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, this is one of those just things that's just gonna burn into your brain until you figure it out.
We just call him Army Boy. It's fine.
It's not Army Boy. It's not it.
Army Boy.
It's not. It's something. But Astro Boy.
Oh, Astro Boy.
Astro Boy. That's it.
Yeah. Not Astro Boy. I screaming. He said he was white. I'm crying. I know you.
Astro Boy is white. He's
no, when you meant white skin, I was thinking like literal white. Like not like human white skin. I was thinking like white skin.
Nah, Astro Boy, he got human white skin with his hair slicked back.
Yeah, I've never watched this show. Like not once.
You know who he is though.
No, I've heard of it. Yeah, absolutely. But every time that shit came on, I was like, man, I want to see this naked ass nigga dressed like a wrestler and shit. Fly around and beat shit up. Man, go ahead.
I feel like Astro Boy was in this. I didn't watch him either, actually. I only know him from video games, and I feel like Astro Boy is in the same boat as Mega Man. Like Mega Man had like different fucking forms or some shit. There was like a a nigga with scissors, a nigga with blasters.
Well, basically, he would just beat niggas, and he would take their powers, and he'll beat you and take your whole shit, like bar for bar.
Exactly. He had a bomb nigga and a scissor nigga.
Mm-hmm.
That was some growing up was wild, bro. We had too much shit to work with.
Yeah, we absolutely did. Now kids nowadays, they just. I feel like a lot of the kids' humor nowadays is like, so. I do think it's a little bit different though, because I think like in 2021, I've seen some of the shows my niece watches, and she's like 10 or 11, I think. God, I can't remember, but anywho, I've seen some of the shows that she watches, and like they're well written, right? And then I think of some of the shows when I was a kid, and I was just like, some of them like were kind of just like random. You get what I'm saying? Like it was just like, hey, we're just gonna do a bunch of random shit, and it's gonna entertain you because you're a fucking kid. You know what I mean? Like you're just a kid with the world's shortest attention span. So we're just gonna scream and yell and jump to this and jump to that and go to this and go to that. And
I feel like we kind of grew up in the age of random access humor, and we grew out of it because, like, when I was a kid, I used to watch shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Fairly Odd Parents and just all that bullshit. And the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That was one of my favorite shows. And Ed, Ed and Eddie. Those are my favorite shows growing up. It was just
like the absurdity.
Every episode. It's just random shit going on. Exactly. But then we kind of, as we grew up, when I was like in 8th grade in high school, what was it? Regular Show was good. What was the shit with Finn and Jake? Adventure Time. Adventure Time.
Even with those, right? Like, it's hard to say those are random access humor because they're not. They're well written.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're really well written.
We grew out of random access humor. We grew out of the Grim Adventures and Billy and Mandy and the Fairly Odd Parents, and we grew into a cohesive story.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, I don't understand why people now talk about children's cartoons like they're not, and like there's not good stories going on right now for children.
Think about it. That's part of the reason why you got so many grown ass niggas that be involved in like these scenes. Like, don't get me wrong, part of it is, well, I don't really want to have to say it, but part of it's the other part, right?
Say it, bro. No, say it.
I mean, part of it is, listen, a bunch of kids watch this show. I might.
Nah, don't say it.
Right. You get where I'm going, right? So, but my whole point is,
a nigga with common sense wouldn't feel that way, though. Is my thing.
No, of course not. No. What I'm saying is, I would like to believe that the vast majority of people, especially adults, who are here because of the story, and again, it's still random shit. I mean, Adventure Time's random as hell, but at the same time, it's a cohesive story. Right?
Exactly.
It's a storyline. Like, so it's like you'll have random events within the story.
I don't know what you call it. Where it goes. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you call it, but it's a show that has a cohesive story over time, but in between it has random shit going on. Yeah, and there's a lot of shows like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's, to me, I think that's also the mark, again, of just better production value. I think that's a lot of it, like, because I feel like back in the day they probably weren't really supporting these kids shows with.
Not at all. No,
they're like, "Oh, you guys are doing well. That's what's up. Keep up the work." Right? Like, it's one of those where, all right, well, let's just see how little money we can give them, how well they'll still do.
that's SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, literally. It's like, damn, you're doing great. Yeah. Your budget's going down again.
Let's see how funny that shit gets, bitch.
Let's see how funny you can really be, buddy. Oh man, but all right, so let's see. The only thing left on our list,
we might need to save it because it's.
You think so?
We've been going over a long time, and like I said,
yeah,
2 hours.
Right. We're about an hour and a half already. Yeah, we're about an hour.
The bus stuff is going to be fucking.
Oh, I'm about to bus.
No. The public transit stuff is going to be. No, I know what you're gonna do.
That was me in the morning when I had my quarters in my pocket. I'm about to bus. I'm sorry. But let's see.
No. What was you? Yeah. Nah. What was you? What was you doing? Why did quarters in your pocket do that?
I had quarters in my pocket because I was about to bus. I was about to get on the bus. The bus.
Oh,
this nigga don't know what a double Andre is. That's crazy.
I thought you were talking about busing. I was like, what do quarters got to do with that? Oh, okay. Nah.
Okay. Do you even ride the bus?
I used to. I got stories about that.
Oh yeah, you used to, right? Then you got your Lambo and shit. You ain't had to ride the bus no more.
No, I
Nigga
upgraded to the
upgraded to a
metro.
chopper.
I upgraded to a train, and the same shit was happening on the train.
Oh yeah, I imagine in like major cities. I imagine like because I rode the bus like through Newark, and so every once in a while some wild shit happened in Newark, but like usually like half of my bus ride would be absolutely like there's nothing to worry about, and then you start thinking like you in Bloomfield. Oh shit, you getting close to Newark, bro. Yeah, you getting there. You getting there, bro. Like again, I'll tell one, and then we can just end this. You don't gotta say nothing, but I think
I can tell one, but I don't know how it's gonna last because it's a whole thing.
Yeah, if it's a whole thing, then say that one. Gotta do the quick ones. I think I wouldn't say the only, but I think one of the weirder things that I've seen, was two people were kissing on a bus. It was a woman and a
Okay.
man, right? Kissing on a bus,
Right.
and it's like maybe I want to say like 8:30 p.m. Right? It's kind of late, and
Right.
I'm on the bus to go home from Montclair. I forgot what bus this is. It's to Newark Penn Station from Montclair. What bus was that? It's either the 59 or the 28. I don't remember, but either way, I'm on that bus. 28. It's the 28. I'm on that bus and I'm going to Newark, and so they're on the bus. They're kissing, and I take my headphones off because I hear like this strange sound, right? And I take the headphones off, and that's when I find out they're kissing because the sound I'm hearing is them kissing. It's them kissing so loud I can hear it through my headphones. Like it's just smooching loud. I'm like, bro, what?
Why?
Like exactly why? Why? Like why are y'all smooching? So, like and literally like it was like they was eating each other's faces, bro. I'm like, yo, what's going on? So anyway, so they're doing that and they do this maybe for like 5 minutes. I'm like, damn, y'all going at it, bro. Sheesh.
Yeah, like what?
All right. So at that point, I leave my head against the wall, put my headphones back on, and I'm just kind of just chilling. I kind of like slowly drift off. And I come to, and the dude's standing up yelling. Right? Now I don't know what he's yelling about. Right? I don't know what he's yelling. I don't even know how much time passed. I'm looking outside and I'm like, all right, we're like 20 minutes away. So maybe like 5 minutes passed. Like, what? What happened? What happened in the last 5 minutes? Y'all was just kissing. But he's standing up yelling like at the bus driver about something. And then the bus driver stops, right? And then opens the door. Mute your mic, please. Opens the door. And yeah, so the bus driver comes in, opens the door, and then like he's like, well, then get the fuck off the bus then. Get off the bus. So he gets the guy off the bus, right? And the guy walks off the bus. The girl stays on the bus, right? So then he walks back on the bus. Come on. And she's like, no. I mean, he's like, yo, are you serious? Blah, blah. And he's mad as fuck. Like, he's like, yo, come on, bro. Like, and she's like, nah, I'm gonna wait until blah, blah. So he tries to walk back on the bus, and the driver's like, you better get the fuck out the bus. The driver's sick. And I never found out what happened. But long story short, the driver literally unbuckles his seatbelt, pushes that little gate to the side or whatever that shit is, and gets off the bus. And then him and the dude are arguing outside.
Oh man!
And they're talking, and I don't know what they're arguing about because again, at this point, I'm just laughing at myself. But they're just talking outside, blah blah, this and that. And eventually, the guy gets back on the bus. The driver gets back on the bus. They ride the bus, except the guy won't sit next to the girl. He sits like all the way in the back, mad far away from her. She gets up to go to him. He gets up and then goes to another seat.
My God. Come on, bro.
It got to a point where I was like, yo, I can't be caught watching this, but I cannot look away. I refuse to look away. But if I get caught watching, one of these niggas might want to fight me. Because like,
that's a fact. You gotta,
And that's the key. Mm-hmm. Whenever you see some tomfoolery in public transit, you can't be a part of it. You cannot be a part of it.
Definitely gonna try to fight you.
Yeah, word. Don't be a part of it, bro. But yeah, so long story short, these niggas is playing musical chairs for like 5 minutes. Where he's moving and then he goes somewhere and he sits there for 2 minutes and she gets up and he moves right as soon as she gets like, no, I'm good. I forgot it. Like, and they do this the whole way. And then they get off at Newark Penn. I walk in, I go cut through the McDonald's, blah, blah, blah. We get to Newark Penn and all I see is these niggas yelling outside, right? They're yelling. I never end up seeing the end of it, but I do see mad cops running past me to where they were near. So it's possible something happened with them. Like, I don't know. I can't promise it, but yeah, it's just tomfoolery, dog. It's just absolute tomfoolery. Like 8:30 on like a Wednesday, bro. Like y'all ain't got nowhere to go.
Tomfoolery is my absolute favorite state of being. I love tomfoolery. That's where I thrive. And I have 2 stories of being on public transit. The first story is about a fucking nigga that peed on somebody. So this is when I was in high school. Maybe junior year. We were on the bus for maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 stops. We get to the 4th stop. The nigga, he comes on and he has a Arizona. I don't know what flavor it was. It doesn't matter. He's drinking it as he steps on, and the bus driver's like, "Hey, you can't get on here. We'll hit there's no liquids on the bus." And
I hate when they did that shit, man.
I did too.
Like, bro, I did too. Drink, bro. As long as I take the can with me, leave it the fuck alone.
I agree. But the nigga that was drinking it took offense to that, so he aggressively throws it back and chugs it, and like a lot of it goes over his face because of how fast he throws it back. And then he throws the drink down. He gets on the bus. All right, so the bus driver's driving. He lays down on the floor. He pulls his dick out and starts peeing on the bus driver. He starts peeing on the bus driver. We don't even get to the next stop. Obviously, the bus driver pulls over. He looks over and sees what's going down. And since he looked over, unfortunately, a little bit of pee gets in his eye. It blinded him. So he steps down. He took piss damage. He steps down and he just starts swinging wildly. Yeah, after he stepped down, he starts swinging, and eventually he connects. He connects with the nigga. He hits him very hard, knocks him out. But the dude is still peeing. I don't know how long he was holding this pee for, but after he got knocked out, he kept peeing. And so the bus driver, already covered in pee, has to grab him and drag him off the bus while he's still peeing the whole time. And he leaves a trail.
Boy, just
the entire time. He's just leaking pee the entire time as he gets pulled off. The bus driver, he drags him off. He gets back in the seat and he just drives. That is the first worst experience that I had. I've had many more, but the second worst. So the bus is fine, nothing's going on. We pull up to a stop. And a woman gets on with a black trash bag. Nobody thinks anything of it. She comes on. She sits down. The trash bag starts moving. And it starts making noise. And eventually a hole gets pecked through the trash bag. And
bag of pigeons?
Bag of chickens. She had a bag of chickens, about 7 of them. They just started walking around a train.
Maybe she was headed to the fair.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging her for what she was doing. You got to get where you're going with a bag of chickens. But
and you got the chickens, so I mean, like, what do you?
Yeah, I was also in high school, so this was incredible entertainment to me in high school. Seeing
this would be incredible entertainment to me right now. Right now.
Bag of chickens opens up when you're on the fucking bus.
He said, "My bitch bag, she looked like a bag of chickens."
This is unrivaled comedy for me. So she's chasing them around, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and the bus stops at the next stop, and it opens, and every single chicken runs out. And she runs out. She runs out and falls immediately. She doesn't catch a single one.
No one. She lost every chicken.
Every single one. Every single one.
To the swap meet, niggas. I'm like, yo, what happened?
I've got many more stories on public transit, but those are my favorite two.
Nah, it reminds me of that dude from Hey Arnold. They was like, what happened? They got me. They got me for my chickens.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about the meme where Sid was.
They got me for my chickens.
They got him for his phones.
Yeah, the chickens got her for, I don't know, just for her dignity.
Murdered. They just got her for the murder.
That is hilarious. A bag of chicken. I feel like there's got to be a better way to transport chickens. Like, I know that's all you had. Obviously, it's all you had. Like,
I also feel like there's a law against that.
Yeah,
maybe.
Probably. Oh, it's getting spooky out here. But yeah, no, there's got to be a law against this because, listen, my first act as president is to ban a bag of chickens. Straight like that.
Ain't nobody care about a bag of chicken.
I'm banning chicken.
Why?
It can't happen no more. Bags of chicken is an epidemic in this country.
It's happened one time.
That you know of.
That I know of, yeah.
That you know of. But so you know what we're going to do? We're going to create a council to study
even
the bag
if it
chicken
has happened,
epidemic.
It's not even that bad. It's not that big a deal. Nobody said they got a problem with it.
What happens if those chickens get out that bag and the first person they see remind them of a nigga they saw at the butchery? Then what? And they gonna give it to him.
Are you saying them niggas like PTSD or something? Or
yes, yeah, chickens is trauma. Nigga, they was in a bag. What the fuck? Them niggas gonna hop out the bag and be ready to shake shit. I would. Shit, you throw me out of a bag, just dump me on the floor like I'm a bag, like I'm some fucking potatoes that you dumped out of a sack. Yeah, and the first nigga I see that's looking at me crazy, he catching it.
No more live bag chicken is what you're saying.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I can't live in this America. This is Biden's America.
You won't be living in it for long, buddy.
This is some wild shit, bro. No more bag chicken. For real. Like you
said, what's next? No more white woman. No more
white. No more bag chicken
in this country.
No more white woman. No more freedom.
All right, but look, it is fucking torrential downpouring here, so I'm gonna end this podcast before I lose power. It's been a pleasure. He
already lost power. He's on the generator right now. He just doesn't want to talk no more.
Yo, relax, man. I only got 20 minutes left on this gen, all right?
No, he's tired of y'all.
But it's been a pleasure. To anyone who is listening, I appreciate you. We love you. Maybe. And at the end of the day, please ask Joe Biden if he canceled those student loans yet.
If anyone's listening,
I don't think you did.
I got stabbed on a bus before. That's the next part.
I was going to say, what they supposed to do? What they supposed to do for
nothing. That's just the next part. Y'all hear about that. Yeah, y'all go ahead with that.
Man, we're going to have some more public transit stories. But believe me, I am not done. I am not done. I promise you I'm not done. I have seen, oh boy, all right, so the story for next week, I ain't gonna tell y'all this, right? But I'm just gonna give you a sneak peek, right?
He just can't even wait. I
can't wait. But it involves 8 boxes of pizza.
Okay. All right. 8 boxes of pizza.
And a can of pineapple juice.
That's his story. My story involves a knife.
Can't go no further.
And a PSP.
But we gonna get there. All right, so to everyone, have a great one. To all the folks listening right now as we record this, I appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you for muting your mic expeditiously as well. I definitely appreciate that. And we're out of here. Craig, take us away, Craig.
Bitch ass me, Craig.